The Rosamond Gifford Zoo just saying goodbye to one of its mainstays for over 3 decades. Not an exhibit closing or animal going to another zoo, but the retirement of longtime zoo director Ted Fox.
Well, guess what? Ted is joining us now in the studio. We're glad to have him. Ted, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Got to ask you, how's this whole retirement thing working after, you know, pretty much you're 24/7 at the zoo for, you know, many, many years now, right?
Absolutely. It's strange, I'll tell you. Everyone said you're going to be great and you're going to love the time and everything. But I like a schedule. I have animals at home, so, you know, scheduling is important. And it's been an adjustment, but I think it's one I'm going to really enjoy over time. Sure.
And you've had a couple of different titles over the 34 years.
Yep.
Which one was your favorite? What stands out to you the most?
I think probably either the collection manager or the curator, because there was more of a connection to the actual animal collection, which is, you know, why I started to begin with. It's just an amazing thing, especially with the evolution of zoos and how we've learned the animal welfare is so important, and enrichment of the animals, training of the animals to help in their own health care. All those things you get to do every day as a actually keeper, as a collection manager, and certainly as a curator. You oversee all that. But
what would you say? And there's certainly been a tremendous evolution. I mean, we're all local folks, so we kind of know how this growth has been of the zoo. What would you say you're most proud of? One or two things from your time at the zoo?
I think it's the willingness to admit when something's gone wrong, and this is the whole zoo industry. You know, accredited zoos, it used to be about being lucrative. You know, if you created or bred one of these really rare animals, you could sell it for a lot of money to another zoo. That we're happy to say finally, and so many other things, that no, this isn't the right way to do this. This is a more important thing for the community, for us to help, especially children, learn about the responsibility that we have to be really helpful in animals and saving animals and helping animals and the range countries. So that evolution is one of the biggest things, and the willingness to say, we're not doing this right. We need to do better. The animals we want to make happier than they are right now, and we need to learn more about their social structure and their nutrition and their needs. It's not just about the folks coming to the zoo to enjoy them.
And Ted, so many exhibits, so many animals, and you've seen so much over the years. Do you have a favorite child?
I was going to say.
It is so tough, and probably the most common question for anybody that works at the zoo, but it's really hard. You know, one of the other great things about being at a zoo is as long as I have, walking around every day, you learn something new. If you're open to that, you're going to learn about, you know, something with the insects or a fish or the elephants. Certainly, they'll teach you a lot in a hurry. But it's just amazing walking around, seeing everything. I can appreciate everything, every single species, and the wild animals that live there too, and the interaction with the animals that live there.
So diplomatic.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was thinking I was going to make him pick his favorite child. Not easy to do.
No.
I imagine part of the challenge of not just the jobs that you've had, but anybody at the zoo is all these animals are so unique, right? I mean, you have to be expert in about 100 and however many different animals and species you have there.
Yeah, a lot of things you can kind of connect. Like a lot of primates have the similar things that they need, but you're absolutely right. Not only every animal or every species, but every individual animal. You know, every fish is different, every elephant is different. They all have their own temperaments, their own favorite things, all the things they're afraid of, or whatever. Again, it's the jobs of the folks that work there to take that seriously and learn about those things to make sure that there, you know, is the least amount of pressure on them as possible.
What advice do you give to the next zoo director?
As director, as I said, I love the parts where I was interacting with animals, but the director position is a real unique one. And all the accredited zoos directors will say the same thing. It's about collaboration. You have to collaborate and really bring the community together. You have to be an open person that is willing to talk about anything and help people understand. There's still a lot of people that don't like zoos or animals in captivity. Being a diplomat for explaining that and the real reasons why we do what we do with donors, with foundations, with especially the academic community. It's so important to make all those connections and be a person that's open. You know, and I hope they can find that. I think they're going to do a national search, which I certainly would recommend. There's a lot of good folks out there in the zoo community, and that's what we need, and the community needs, and so do the animals.
Well, Ted, we really appreciate everything you've done and the leadership in your team. Of course, you don't do it alone over there.
They're amazing people, I'll tell you. Yeah, the dedication there, it's certainly, we don't do it for the money. No zoo in the country is making a lot of money. But what you get every day dealing with the animals and the public is amazing.
Yeah, such a jewel in our community, and thank you for helping to make it shine.
Absolutely.
And enjoy retirement.
I will. Thanks, Ted.